this is Bob Mason from FX Empire and welcome to the daily crypto tech review of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin and Ripple's XRP. Looking at the MACDs, the moving averages, the day's support, resistance and pivot levels, and the Fibonacci's. It is Tuesday, the 11th of May. Jumping straight into Bitcoin against the US dollar, looking at the hourly candlesticks, relatively bullish start to the morning. Going to see Bitcoin move through the pivot at 56,421 to take a run at the first major resistance level, sitting at 58,998. Going to need to see support from the broader market for Bitcoin to break back through to 58,000 levels. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and resistance at 60,000 to cap any upside. In the event of an extended rally, should see Bitcoin test resistance at April swing high 64,829 before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 62,167. Failure to move through the pivot would bring the first major support level at 53,253 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Bitcoin should stay clear of sub 50,000 levels. We've got the second major support level at 56.75 and the 23.6% fib at 54.73 to limit the downside. Looking at the MACDs, we have a narrowing of the bearish histograms through the late part of the day and turn of the day this morning, supporting this early upside. On the EMAs, need to be cautious. We could see a possible bearish cross 50 through the 100. So need to keep an eye on that through the early part of the day. So key through the early part of the day would be for Bitcoin to break through the pivot at 56,421. Just broke through it. And break back through to 58,000 levels to bring resistance levels into play. Failure to do that and support levels will be in play. Moving across to Ethereum against the US dollar, bullish start to the day. Going to need to Ethereum avoid a fallback through the pivot at 3940 to take a run at the first major resistance level at 4223. Going to need to see support from the broader market for Ethereum to break out from yesterday's new swing high 4213.85. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and resistance at 4,300 to cap any upside. In the event of a breakout, could see Ethereum test resistance at 4,500 before any pullback. The second major resistance level sits at 4,497. A fall back through the pivot will bring the first major support level at 3,667 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Ethereum should stay clear of sub 3,500 levels. Second major support level sits at 3,384. Looking at MACD, slight narrowing of the bearish histograms, but no signs of a bullish move suggested by the MACDs there, so keep an eye on that. On the EMAs, the 50s holding its ground against the 100 and the 200, so inconclusive there this morning. So key through the early part of the day, avoid a fallback through the pivot at 3940, break back through to 4100 levels to then bring resistance levels into play. Failure to do that and support levels will come into play. Across to Litecoin against the US dollar, also bullish this morning. Going to need to see Litecoin move through the pivot at 370 to take a run at the first major resistance level at 403. Going to need to see support from the broader market for Litecoin to break back through to 400s. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and yesterday's new swing high at 413.91 to cap any upside. In the event of an extended rally, could see Litecoin target resistance at 430 before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 447. Failure to move through the pivot will bring the first major support level at 327 and the 23.6% fib at 322 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Litecoin should stay clear of sub 300s. Second major support level sits at 294. Looking at the MACD, slight narrowing of the bearish histograms this morning, but no sign of a bullish cross. Keep an eye on that through the early part of the day. On the EMA, the 50 has flattened on the 100 and the 200, so also need to keep an eye on that. We could see a possible pull away, which would support further upside through the morning. So key, move through the pivot at 370 and break back through to 400 levels to then target 430. Failure to do that and support levels will be in play. Looking at Ripple's XRP against the US dollar, particularly bullish start to the day. Going to need to see Ripple's XRP avoid a fall back through the pivot at 1.4068 to take a run at the 23.6% fib at 1.5426 and the first major resistance level at 1.6137. Going to need to see support from the broader market for Ripple's XRP to break back through to 1.6 however. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and yesterday's high at 1.62821 to cap any upside. In the event of an extended rally, should see Ripple's XRP target 1.7s before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 1.8351. A fall back through the pivot would bring the 38.2% fib at 1.2807 and the first major support level at 1.1855 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Ripple's XRP should stay clear of sub 1.0 levels. Second major support level sits at 0.9786. Looking at the MACDs, we have a slight narrowing of the bearish histograms, but again, no signs of a bullish cross, so keep an eye on that. On the EMAs, it is a bearish indicator. We've got the 50 pulling back from the 100 and the 200, and the 100 closing in on the 200, suggestive of further downside ahead. So key would be to avoid a fallback through the pivot at 1.4068 and break back through the 23.6% fib at 1.5426 to bring resistance levels into play. Failure to do that, and support levels will be in play.